Welcome to another episode of Beyond Physical, where we talk about the mental, emotional, social, and at times spiritual benefits of exercise. We believe that exercise is more than movement, and this podcast is our attempt at sharing that message with the world by sharing our own as well as our guests' experiences and knowledge. If you enjoy it, we ask that you please spread the message by leaving a rating and review, or even better, by sharing with a friend. Welcome Demi, welcome listener.
Thank you.
This is going to be a short and sweet episode. It's been a while since you've been on the pod. The last time we spoke about your journey with exercise, your kind of deep dive that is continuing to be a deep dive into endurance sports, and all things in between. So today, for those of you who don't know Demi, she's an instructor at Horizen Gym. Maybe share one or two things about yourself so that whomever's listening knows who's on the mic right now.
I am Demi. I am a coach and personal trainer here at Horizen Gym. I enjoy putting myself through a little bit of pain.
Nice.
Endurance sport. I recently started taking up triathlon and I'm currently training for the Cape Town Marathon.
Beautiful.
Which I'm very scared of.
And what was your most recent event? I know it, I'm just asking.
The half marathon. How many days ago?
Saturday.
Sunday.
Oh, that was 4 days ago.
It was Sunday. Yeah.
How's the body feeling? How's the recovery?
Body's fine. The day off, like hours afterwards, my hips were quite tight, but I think I've come back really quickly from that.
How do you manage that? Do you get tight hips often?
Usually after a long run, but I've only experienced that after like half marathon. Probably will experience that with my long runs for the marathon, but conditioning will help.
Okay, but when you do have tight hips, do you just wait it out, or do you do mobility or stretching?
Mobility, 100%. Otherwise, it's just painful.
Okay.
Yeah.
And when it comes to your marathon prep at the moment, what is a general week look like?
Right now, 4 days of running. So 2 easy runs, 1 long, 1 interval or tempo, and then 2 strength training days. And
Okay.
then if I don't want to do 2 easy runs, I'll do 1 easy run and then I'll do a cycle.
Okay.
Just to keep my legs a bit of a break from the road.
Okay. And are you throwing in any trail, or is it just road?
100% every week. I would probably do my long runs on the trail or my easy runs on the trail just to take it slow and walk a bit.
Okay, nice. But bottom story or bottom line is rather you've got lots of knowledge, lots of experience. You're fully in the world of fitness and pushing your body, and I think you've got a lot of cool stuff to share. So I'm keen to go back and forth on some this and that.
Okay.
This or that.
Let's go.
So how it works is I'm going to give you 2 things, and then we are basically going to say, you will say which one you would prefer.
Okay.
And then I'll probably also chime in, and then we'll just kind of have a bit of a back and forth. I mean,
Okay.
we might agree on all of them, in which case we'll just kind of substantiate why.
Okay.
But that's what we're going to do. So the first one, which I really like,
Okay.
and I'll let you go on this one first. So strength before cardio or cardio before strength? And this is in terms of like positioning of your training.
Oh, of me, like specifically to me.
Well, no, like
Okay, well, I think it depends on what you're training for. Personally, if it was me, I would not do cardio after strength because my body is already fatigued from that strength training, and doing cardio, it might compromise your form and you're running because your legs are tired. If you're training for high rocks though, or something like that, I understand because that's compromised running and fatigue. That's what high rocks is. But personally, no. Cardio before.
So you'll say cardio before
Cardio
strength.
before.
Okay.
Like light cardio before.
Okay.
Like a chill run.
Because like I suppose the question is, if you've got both in one day, which one would you do first? You said it depends.
I would do the cardio first.
Interesting. Okay. And specifically for you?
For me, because I
Yes.
find it easier to get cardio out the way. Because
Okay.
strength comes easy for me at any time of the day.
Yeah, for me, I would say that if I had to say right now, it's difficult to say, but it depends on what your goal is. If you're trying to maximize strength gains and that's the priority, then I would
Mm.
say strength before cardio because that is the thing that you're trying to
Yeah.
improve. And you want to use your body when it's as fresh as possible to execute as effectively as possible for that specific modality.
Yeah.
But I would say if you are looking to maximize endurance benefits, I would rather do the cardio
Mm.
first and the strength later.
I thought I misunderstood the question. I thought you meant like directly after each other.
Oh, no, it can be spaced out. I mean,
Oh, okay.
generally, you also want at least, take 3 hours in between sessions
Oh,
if you
okay.
can.
I thought it was like strength and then straight into a run.
Mm,
No.
no, you can take some time.
Okay, then.
But I would say I agree with you, it depends. But for
Mm.
me personally, I would probably still say cardio first. But
Yeah.
it's it also really depends because if it is for instance an easy run day and I want to do some strength training as well, okay, of course the focus for me is I want to improve my base
Mm.
cardio, my zone 2
Mm.
whatever aerobic capacity, but I know that if I slightly compromise myself for a zone 2 run, it's actually not that much of a big
Yeah.
deal.
Yeah.
So if I'm kind of feeling like I want to have a hard strength session and I know it's going to be very
Mm.
demanding, I'll do
Mm.
that earlier. I'll
Yeah.
do that like I'll have some good food and maybe at
Yeah.
lunchtime I'll do the strength session once I'm well fueled, and then later end of the workday maybe I'll go for an easy run to like end the
Yeah.
day.
Yeah.
But generally speaking, I would say for the kind of season I'm currently in, which I think is similar to the season you're in,
Mm.
cardio first because that's the
Yeah.
priority.
Yeah.
Like we're trying to be better endurance
Mm.
athletes, not strength athletes.
Yeah, like usually, like today I was supposed to do an interval run this morning, and then I was going to do plyometrics in the evening. That interval run was scheduled first thing
Mm.
because I know, like, if I do plyometrics now, I'm not gonna be fresh to do that, to execute that interval session. So,
It's also that's the priority.
mm,
So you should do that first.
yeah,
Otherwise, yeah, you start to sometimes take away from the quality of the thing.
yeah, and then you just feel terrible after the session, like, oh, I didn't hit my paces, and then it gets mental as well because if you don't execute the session, and it's like, ugh, you know.
Mm. Yeah, I agree.
So.
I agree with you there. Okay, next one. This is interesting. This is quite a CrossFit type question, actually. Um, EMOM or AMRAP? Which builds better work capacity?
AMRAP is as many reps as possible. EMOM is
Every minute on the minute.
every minute on the minute.
Mm.
So as many reps as possible would be for like a set time.
Yeah, you would choose the time frame.
I would say AMRAP.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting. Why would you say that?
Because I like a burn. I like a
Okay.
good burn. I used to do AMRAP workouts a few years back, like once a week,
Mm.
and I enjoyed the burn. And just getting my heart rate up.
Yes, I think it is probably more effective for that.
Mm,
I think I think in order to answer the question as best as I can, I need to understand or at least define what work capacity means. And I would say work capacity is the ability to, I suppose, carry out an exercise for an extended period of time, like your ability to be under load.
mm,
And I think for me personally, EMOM would be more effective because it's an easier way to space out my effort. And because of that, I can get in more total work over, let's say, if we have 60 minutes for both.
yeah.
Okay, or let's make
Yeah.
it more realistic. Let's say 20 minutes for both.
Okay.
A 20-minute AMRAP, I might get more um, total load in. I actually don't know, but I might also bonk like
Yeah.
12 minutes in.
Yeah, because
But
you're
with
pushing it every
yes,
time.
but with an EMOM, I think I'm being more like it's kind of like a set cadence,
Mm,
and it's a little bit easier to manage. And maybe because I pace it out, I actually get
yeah.
more total work in.
I hear
But
you.
again, I think that depends on the individual.
I just like
And
a good burn.
yeah, and like if you also have, I think if you have the existing, let's say if someone is like highly conditioned, I think they're actually going to get more work in with an AMRAP. But if they aren't that conditioned,
No, then I
EMOM is
wouldn't
the way.
recommend that to
Yeah,
them.
because you'll just bonk.
Yeah,
You
and then
won't
it won't be beneficial. at all.
exactly.
So
Yeah, yeah. I think it's so case dependent.
everything's dependent on the individual and their
True.
goals.
I think this is a very cool question for you, and I think your clients would like to hear this. Your
Okay.
clients and your class people. Olympic lifting or kettlebell complexes for full body conditioning?
I think both are really good. Personally, I program more kettlebell things. Olympic lifting, I wouldn't say I have much experience in that, but it's a good movement for the entire body because you're engaging everything, your core, legs, everything. But kettlebells, I like kettlebells.
I think again with this, it's so important to understand like what do we actually mean by full body conditioning?
Mm,
What is I think I personally I also think that I would be better equipped to use the kettlebell
yeah.
than the Olympic lifting.
Mm,
I think for most people, a kettlebell is far more accessible from a biomechanical point of
yeah.
view than Olympic lifting.
Yeah.
It's
Because not
incredibly
everyone,
technical.
not
Like,
everyone can go and just do like a clean
yeah,
with a barbell
with
and
proper
some
form
weight. Yeah, you can
without
hurt
hurting
yourself.
themselves.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So kettlebell, you can teach anyone how to do a kettlebell swing
Mm.
or kettlebell clean. It's more easy to handle and to maintain that form over time. But yeah,
I also think that the movement patterns with the kettlebell just feel a lot more natural. Whereas I feel like Olympic lifting requires so much more teaching and practice
yeah,
that
you can't
because of
even get
that,
into it.
no,
Immediately, you have to work on biomechanics
yeah,
and all of that.
that's probably going to
So
take you like 3 to 6 months alone
sure,
just to
yeah,
get to the point of being competent to execute the movement properly.
yeah,
So I would say as well, like full body conditioning, I would go kettlebells.
yeah.
Um, okay,
I
next
think
one.
everyone would know that in my classes. I always incorporate kettlebell stuff.
But a lot of the people in the classes don't like kettlebells, so
Yeah, they
they
always
might
go
just
for.
say Olympic lifting because it's
But I
not
mean, unless
kettlebells.
I make them do Olympic lifting, then they'll be like, actually, let's go back to the kettlebells. I think so.
Yeah, that's true.
Unless they have a preference for that, but I don't think so.
Yeah, I'd be really interested to hear Gideon's take on that as well. But I kind of also feel like you'd say kettlebells because of the
It depends
accessibility.
on the individual.
It does because, for instance, Gideon would be able to get really great benefits out of Olympic lifting because he's competent.
Yeah.
He is very his body is very accustomed to those movement
Yeah.
patterns. So he can do it
Already.
hard. He
Yeah.
can do it high load.
And he's got the experience.
Exactly.
So.
With much lower injury risk. Okay, I'm going to give you one more question because your client is in 6 minutes.
Yeah.
So, training 6 days a week or 3 days. So, training 6 days a week or 3 dialed in sessions per week.
Okay, it depends on the individual, but I would say for example, when I was doing a triathlon, I would train 6 days a week because the volume of training is so high that that's just the reality. One day of just absolutely nothing or just active rest, meaning like going for an easy run or anything like that. But I think I'm used to 6 days a week, but for the average individual, I would say 3 dialed-in sessions. Like for my clients, for example, like 3 dialed-in string sessions, you're good. You'll be good to go. As long as you're focused and locked in and know what you're doing and bringing everything to that session, you'll be good. But personally, for myself, I'm a 6 sessions a week.
Sure.
Yeah, it is rough.
I would say as well. It's a tough one, and it depends on the exercise. But I think for the general population, I think 3 days a week of high quality sessions
Yeah.
are more than sufficient.
Yeah.
Obviously, if you are like a deep exercise hobbyist or you're a professional athlete, then you might require that additional load and take it up. But generally, I'd say for most people, they would get more
3
benefit
days.
from 3 days a week.
Yeah.
Demi, thank you for your time.
Thank you so much for having me.
Shout out, quickfire, this or that, and
We made the most of it.
yeah, enjoy your clients, and we'll all catch you on the next episode.
Definitely. Thank you.
Cheers. Thank you so much for listening to the show, guys. We love answering specific questions. So if there's anything you want to know, leave a comment or reach out to us directly at Horizen ZA on Instagram or email us at movement@horizengym.com. Until next time, I'm your host, Seb Prentice, and this is Beyond Physical.